Yo, what's up, guys? We're back. We're doing another live. We're going to be doing a recap of UFC 315. Then we're going to give you guys a little bit of a preview for this UFC Vegas 106 card. So, thanks everyone that joins and is in the chat watching and got fits with me. So, what's up, bro? How you doing?
Good, man. I really enjoyed UFC 315. Card was kind of getting shit on, by a lot of fans, myself probably included, But sometimes it's the cards that don't have the best fights on paper that ended up, really delivering the hype. And I think from the prelims, from the first fight on, a couple snoozers throughout the card, but pretty much all delivered, especially the main card. A lot of fun and happy to recap it and then get into Apex card for you guys next week.
Yeah, for sure. And then thanks, Mark Ewers. You said you called that Jack fight perfectly. We're gonna start from the first fight of the night, but yeah, man, you got a new champ, and that was a great fight for sure. And then what's up, Tristan, bro? But yeah, man, first fight. Let's talk about it. Beksa Almakin taking on Brad Katona. You didn't have many fights wrong on this card, but you said this one you went with Brad. So what was your reasoning for it? And then obviously, the fight it kind of went how it went. It didn't go that long. So
Yeah, I kind of let some of my personal biases get into it. I kind of think that there's this thing where if a UFC fighter looks good in their debut and they lose, sometimes they'll be overhyped. So I thought that could be the case for Bezcat here, and I also just kind of always pick Brad Katona. Like I had him against Gene Matsumoto, had him, in almost all his fights. Just one of the fighters I like to pick. I thought it would mix in the wrestling, favorite in Canada. Didn't work out. He got starched. Alma Khan, his striking is legit. He has all those first round finishes for a reason, and this is already stacked 135-pound division. So this is just another name to that long list of top fighters. And I think you can either, continue to build him up, give him lower level guys for him to go knock out or give him a step up. Like imagine him fighting Peyton Talbot. That's just a really fun fighter. Someone like Malcolm Wellmaker. There's so many fights at 135. So we'll see. Brad Katona, this might honestly be the last we see of him in the UFC, sadly, I think.
yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, will that be the last fight Brad Katona gets? I will say he did step up. I believe like this fight. I don't think either guy had like a lot of notice. It seemed like they just threw this fight on the card, right? Like it wasn't on there at first for sure. But yeah, man, like you said, Almakin's striking looks really good. Dropped Umar in the first minute of their fight, and then knocked out Brad Katona in the first minute. So if you're on the feet with this guy early, you're going to be in danger for sure. We still didn't really learn much though, like in terms of if he fights another wrestler, like gets put on his back, is he going to stand back up or just get grapple fucked the whole time? But yeah, Peyton needs to go 2-3 years to Dagestan, but I don't think Beckside, he's not going to wrestle him though. It'll be like a stand-up fight probably. So, but yeah, well, whoever he gets next, I'll be excited. And for Katona, I mean, maybe they'll give him another fight, but if they do, it'll be against someone that is going to probably like he'll be like plus 500, where it'll be they're trying to build someone up with him because he does have some name value just because he's been on TV so much, on 2 seasons of Tough. But yeah, next fight on the card, way better fight, and man, this was a banger actually. Daniel Santos versus Jiang Yang Lee. I thought this fight was gonna end early, and I mean it definitely could have multiple times. These guys were swinging hard at each other, but it went the full distance, and Santos just kind of dogged him. I was pretty impressed, honestly, with Daniel Santos. He mixed it up good, and I felt like his wrestling looked decent. I don't think Lee is like the greatest fighter, but I thought Santos looked good there. I'm excited to see who he fights next, and I wonder if he's going to stay at this weight or go back down. But yeah, did you think he looked good, and what did you think about Lee as well?
Yeah, definitely successful debut at 145, especially, after such a long layoff. That being said, I mean, if I really want to like put stock into Daniel Santos as a prospect, he needs to fight more. He needs to make it to his fights. And I'm not totally sold on him at 145. He was definitely undersized there. He showed in this fight he can make up that size gap with his skill, with his heart. But like you said, Young Lee for me is almost not UFC caliber. I'm not sure how much success he's going to have in the promotion. But Daniel Santos, I think, has a lot of talent if he can stay active. And I believe his true weight class is 135. We'll see how that pans out. Maybe he can put some size on, put some muscle on with a more strict fight camp going up to 145, but we'll see. Good performance here against Jung Young Lee. I was surprised by the line. I got Santos at dog money. I get why it flipped because Jung Young Lee looked a lot bigger and Santos coming off the layoff and stuff. But I always thought he was the more skilled fighter, so took advantage of that and got him at some plus money.
Yeah, Santos versus Ige, that'd be a sick fight, but I don't think Ige wouldn't want that fight though. That'd be no upside for him. But yeah, I mean, that'd be sweet for sure. But Lee, man, they say he's a black belt, but his grappling looked fucking horrendous in that fight. So I kind of agree with you. I didn't think he looked UFC level, but his striking is good. So I would give him another fight. Honestly, he won a couple fights in UFC anyways. So didn't he beat like that Blake Builder guy?
He was one of the worst fighters ever, but.
Yeah, but he's still he's not like he hasn't won a fight, so I think he'll get another one. But maybe he's a fade for sure. Like if you see him on the card, you probably want to bet against him. But we got Marc-Andre Barriault versus Bruno Silva. Another quick fight. I mean, to me, this was like the 1-800 gambler fight of the week. I don't know. Marc-Andre, I saw some people betting him, and it looked like a great bet in hindsight because he went out there and killed him in the mid. I mean, I think that could happen to either guy there, and Marc-Andre got it done, but going to be looking to fade him again. And Bruno, he retired already a couple times, so I think he should just hang him up for sure, especially with I don't know. They said that his MRIs, nothing was wrong, right? But he got stretchered out and everything like that. It was kind of crazy, but yeah. I mean, fight wasn't very long, so – what do you think? You think Marc-Andre can get a win streak going again, or it was kind of just like
I think he's a decent fighter, but I got to say, I got a bone to pick. I made some bad picks, so I won't go too hard. But, man, there were some people on Bruno Silva this week. I don't understand it. His fight before this one against the Austrian Wonder Boy could be the single worst performance I've ever seen in the UFC. I have no idea how he didn't get cut. It was terrible. He clearly doesn't want to be a fighter anymore. So I thought Marc-Andre fighting in Canada was free here, was all over it, was all over the knockout, and he went out there and starched Bruno. Bruno should definitely be cut, retired, whatever. We do not need to see him in the UFC anymore. He's now, I'll pull it up right here, but you're going to see on the losing streak he's been on. It's now 5 in a row and 7 of his last 8, which is really crazy. Pereira changed this guy's whole trajectory of his fighting career, which is nuts. But yeah, I thought Marc-Andre was free this week. That was one of my more confident picks, and I don't understand how anyone could have been backing Bruno Silva against the performance he put against.
Well, I mean, Marc-Andre got face planted.
But it's one thing to get face planted. It's another to go out there and not want to fight, dude, which is what Bruno Silva did.
I would never put money on Bruno, but I don't think it's like – I think he could – if he would have landed one punch, I mean, Marc-Andre could have just fucking face down. I mean, the guy – I think he's going to get knocked out again and pretty soon.
I'm sure he will. But he'll win another fight before Bruno Silva does, because Bruno Silva had no desire to be in the UFC.
Yeah, I don't know if either guy. Let's see if either guy ever wins a UFC fight. That'll be a good, thing to see. But yeah, Marc-Andre, at least he saved his career. You'd think. I know he's a free agent though. I mean, UFC still could not sign him potentially, but yeah, we'll see what happens with Marc-Andre. But next fight here, Navo Sterling versus Ivan Ursulan. Fun fight. I feel like. Kind of went how I thought because I wasn't really that sold on Navajo and I didn't think he looked the greatest. I thought the fight was competitive and Ivan to me is just like a big boxer that's kind of tough. He's not super skillful. So Sterling should have crushed him if he was really that guy. But yeah, I feel like he needs to be built up slowly, if he's going to be anything. And Ursulan, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do with him anymore in the UFC, but yeah, do you think Sterling can make a run here, or were you not?
Yeah, it's actually funny. In my notes, I have the same thing. I think Sterling should be built up slowly and become a top contender for the division. I really like his athletic profile. I like his skills. He just needs to put it together a little more, trust his hands a little more. I had Sterling by decision. You got that at pretty nice odds. I was out to eat, so I didn't catch this whole fight. These next two, I was kind of in and out, peeking on my phone. I tuned in, and it was like the very end of the fight, and Sterling was pounding him out, and the clock was running. And I'm like,
yeah, the end was
don't
And
fucking
so funny.
stop this shit, dude. Let me get this decision cash. So we were sweating there. Ivan, he's definitely not. We're talking about a lot of guys on these prelims who lost, not really UFC level anymore. Probably end of their run. He's 0-2 now. I don't necessarily think he's not UFC level. Just kind of too tough matchups. Light heavyweight. Definitely, he has some winnable fights. But I like Navajo Sterling. Like, this is kind of what I expect him to do. He's still young, still only 7-0. So he's going to continue to develop, in my opinion, and I think he can be a real top prospect.
Yeah, we'll see what he does. He's only 7-0, like you said, so he's got a lot of fights in front of him. But this next fight, kind of controversial, but I feel like the commentary team was playing it way up. Like, I didn't think it was that crazy of a decision, but Modestas split decision over E1. I guess you were saying you weren't really watching it too intensely, so you don't have like a strong opinion. Like,
yeah, I mean, I was peeking at this. I had Modestas decision, so I cashed. I thought, I mean, like I said, I wasn't sitting down melted to the TV. Can't break it down round for round. Looked like to me, Ian was winning. He was a big favorite on the live odds. I thought I kind of got away with one there, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, it was one of those fights to me where it's like the first round E1 definitely won, and then the third round Modestas clearly won. So round 2, it was like E1 was throwing a lot of strikes, but he wasn't landing much, and then Modestas landed some 1-2s, and I just thought the second round was a swing round. Like, I'm not saying E1 couldn't have won the fight, but they were acting like it was like a crazy robbery. To me, it was, the decision wasn't too bad, but that moved Modestas up, 3 in a row. Yeah, like you're showing here. So 5 out of 6 wins, too. So I don't know what they're going to do with him in UFC next, but maybe they'll give him a top 15 fight. I still think he's not top 15 level. Like,
I mean, at light heavyweight, he's right on the fringe of that.
I don't know, like, if you pull up the rankings,
Well, yeah.
I put the rankings, but I just don't know if, like, I would
Let's
favor.
see. I mean, Ian's, whatever, however you say his name, is in the rankings. Kuzalaba.
Yeah,
He's not.
He's
He's not.
13. Oh, he
Yeah, I
was.
mean, you got Alonzo Menfield, Bogdan Guskov, Zhang Mingyang, Azmat Markanov, Johnny Walker still ranked, Nikita Krylov. So, not too many big names. And then, I mean, how do you think he does against? I don't know who you even put him up with. I'll give him Zhang Mingyang next or something like that. I think, unless you're really trying to build Zhang.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say with that fight because the Dane guy's never, like, been out of round 1. So if he just kills him in the first round, or if he can't, we'll see what happens. But I'm just not, like, Modestas to me reminds me of freaking Marcin Proknio. I know he dominated him, but it's like I feel like they're, like, fringe top 25. Like, I think if you fight someone in like this fight, you easily could have lost. And to me, E1, even if he's ranked, he's not like I feel like he's someone that you could cut from UFC. It's not like, so I don't, like, he just had a really close fight with Ivan. His last fight, it was like 50, wasn't it a split decision?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like Modestas, we'll see what he does next, but I think he might be like his next fight. It could be a time to bet against him, but he's had a decent run here though, and he's with a good camp. But yeah, we got Jasmine Judavicius versus Jessica Andrade. This was just a domination. I mean, Andrade just didn't look good in this fight. I don't really know what her future is, but yeah, Jasmine, she capitalized, got that really easy, dominant finish, and probably one fight away from a title shot. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do next for her, but that division's kind of clogged up. I mean, maybe they'll do Jasmine versus Natalia Silva because I think they're going to do Weili versus Valentina. So
I mean, it doesn't even say that Jasmine here is ranked. I'm not sure if that's.
Nah, she was ranked. She's ranked. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at pound for pound.
I mean,
Yeah, she's ranked number 9. She's ranked. No, I'm totally incorrect. Ranked number 9. Andrade was 7.
Yeah.
I mean, you think Natalia Silva gets the Macy Barber and Aaron Blanchfield are fighting? Yeah, it's tough. Yeah.
Well, I think they could do Jasmine versus like the winner of that fight, the Blanchfield Macy, or versus Natalia, because I think they're going to do Wei Li versus
versus Valentina. Yeah, that
So
makes
it's
sense.
like unless Natalia wants to sit out for like a year, which
I don't think she would.
Yeah. So that could be a fight, like which that would be an interesting one. I feel like
I know what
they
side.
already fought though.
Natalia Silva will kill her.
Now that I'm thinking about it, they already fought each other, right? Didn't
Jasmine.
I'm pretty sure? Yeah, Natalia won. Now that I'm really thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, unanimous decision in 2022.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they could run that back, or maybe they'll do the Blanchfield Macy one. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Natalia soon. But this next fight, man, this is a horrible pick by me. But I was kind of biased, I don't know. I thought it was close enough, and then went with the American guy. He was the only American fighter on the card. I think if we're on the entire card.
Well, it depends whether or not you count Belal.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't use the flag, like he's not repping America, so I don't know. But yeah, Charles Radke, fuck man, I mean it wasn't a good night for him, dude. That was a brutal freaking knockout. But I like Charles Radke, man. He's fun style, goes out there and bangs. He's good at promoting the fight and talking shit, but when it doesn't go right for you and you're talking all that shit, I mean, man, you look stupid. And yeah, Radke's gonna have to eat crow for a little bit, but he's gonna be back. I think he could, do some stuff in UFC, still be like a mid-tier guy. And then Mike Malott, I mean, impressive win. But you think this is kind of like his ceiling, or do you think he can actually break through like into the top 10, top 5 type of?
I don't think he's top 5 level at welterweight. Just too good of a division, but I don't know if this is his ceiling. I was all over Malott here. I saw a lot of people on Radke. I understand, training with Belal, getting that work in, and he had some hype coming in. But I thought Mikey would bounce back, and I'm happy for him. That loss to Magny was pretty devastating in his home country. So that was a real tough pill for him to swallow. So he definitely erased that and gave people a fresh memory of what he does in the octagon. Because even his performance after that against Trevin Giles wasn't great. He was very like gun shy, tentative. Probably worried about that knockout. This is the Mike Malott that was so hyped up.
Yeah, for sure. And then now you think, I mean, they're going to give him another, like, unless they want to build him up, he's going to fight a ranked guy again. So hopefully it doesn't go like the way it went when he fought Neal. But yeah, I agree. I mean, maybe he could beat some guys at like the bottom of the rankings, but I just feel like Malott, I think if the fight gets really like grimy, he's not going to do well. Like, I don't see him as like a super gritty guy. I don't know why, but maybe I'm just holding that one fight against him, But yeah, he was worried about gassing versus Giles. It could have been that because Giles is more of a range guy, and he wasn't gonna likely knock him out, But I didn't see this earlier. Would you do Sterling versus Iwan or Modestas next? Maybe Sterling versus Kutelaba. I don't think he would fight Modestas next, just because Modestas I think is like a lot further in the division, but. Even Kutelaba versus Sterling, I don't know if I would want him to fight him, man. I mean, that's a good wrestler.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup. Yeah.
He has like 20 fights in UFC, and Nava has 7 fights in his career. So I would give him a guy like with like a lot less fights. Like I can't think of a name right now, but maybe someone with like 10 to 15 fights or something total in their career. And yeah. But yeah, I think Iwan is like a little too much at this point. Even if he could beat Iwan, it's not like he'd have no chance, but he could look really bad, and that would be like it could set him back, But what do you think? You think he's ready for that level? You're saying it's a hard fight, so but
yeah, no, I think Navajo should be slowly building up. Maybe give him like that Rafael Cerveke guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good name. Yeah. Like that guy where he two UFC fights got killed in the first round, and he only has like a few fights. So that'd be a good. I think that's a good matchmaking. Honestly,
he'd be like minus 1,000.
There's no reason to rush the guy.
Yeah, I agree. I think he needs to be. Like I said, I have the same thing in my notes. He should be slowly built up.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if UFC like blows him up, or I guess City Kickboxing though they're smart. I mean. Olberg's had like 10 fights already, even before getting a title shot, and like So they'll probably build him up good. But yeah, starting off the main card, I had this squash match here with Benoit Saint Denis and Kyle Prepolek. Prepolek stepped up, really short notice. He saved the fight, but man, UFC, I wish they would have just pulled Benoit from this card. I mean, I guess he got the bounce back fight. He got the fucking win. It is what it is, but it's like, dude, who gave a shit about this fight? Like, I wanted to watch Kyle Prepolek. You had to pay $80 to watch this guy get his ass whooped. Like, and you already knew he was going to get killed before the fight started. So it's like, I don't know. I would have wished they would have just paid someone bigger money to show up there and fight, or made Benoit wait a couple weeks and gave him an actual matchup, because I guess now, he got his confidence back, and for him it was good. He got paid and all that, but no, I mean, who cared about the fight? It was like, I guess Prepolek gave him a harder fight than people thought.
I don't know about that. He just kind of survived,
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be nice to the guy, but yeah.
Shame on the UFC for making this fight, bro. Like you were saying, shame on them. Gamrot was willing to fight. There were other guys willing to fight. Come on, man. Why are you pulling this bullshit, bro? Like, this is a pay-per-view main opener. BSD is a fan favorite fighter. He has a following. Give him a real fight, bro. How is this even commissioned? We've seen commissions step in. Like I remember when Khabib versus Tony got killed, and Paul Felder wanted the fight. They're like, the commission's like, oh, he's ranked outside the top 10. He can't fight for the title or something. He's not ranked.
Yeah.
This shouldn't have been commissioned. This was a slaughtering.
But there's fights there's fights that are more mismatched than
Peyton Towers versus
yeah, like Kyle, at least, look, the guy has 27 fights. Like, he didn't go out there and get fucking.
Yeah, he's tough. He'll get. I hope he gets another fight. He
didn't get finished in 10 seconds or anything. Like, it wasn't like. I get what you're saying, though. I mean, it was like.
Just shame on the UFC for putting this on a main card of a pay-per-view.
And I mean, honestly, Joe Alvarez, like, fuck him too. I mean, that guy's an idiot. That guy, it's like. He's saying after his fights, I want to fight at 170. I can't make the weight. And then UFC too. I mean, they're stupid. They're booking him again at 155. Like, this guy is going to fucking pull out of the fight or miss weight. And maybe he got injured. I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to say like it's a fake injury, but you knew he was going to miss weight or pull out. Like, he probably couldn't make the weight. And he said like, fuck it. I'm just going to pull out. So they got this fight. But yeah, next fight for Joel Alvarez has to be at 170. Don't book him at 55 again, because you're going to have the same problem, I feel like. And then with Benoit, I mean, try to give him a fight really quick. Like, if he can come back and fight someone, like, let's get a fight where it actually matters. Because he's saying, is BSD overrated? I feel like at one point he definitely was. Like, I remember I put that video out when he was fighting DP where I said Dustin Poirier is going to knock out BSD. And BSD was a huge favorite over DP. He was like minus 400. And at that point, like, he was way overrated. A lot of people were super hyping him. But now, I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's still like a fan favorite, but I'm not sure if he's still overrated. Like, I feel like people kind of quelled their expectations on him. But, I mean, what do you think, Fitz? You think people still see, like, Benoit as like a contender and all that, or you think he's?
I think he's kind of seen as like a flawed fighter, like someone who has holes. I wouldn't say he's as hyped. Like if let's say Holloway pulls out and they do BSD versus Poirier, a rematch for Poirier's retirement fight, Poirier is coming into that fight as a favorite. I would think so personally. So no, I don't think the hype's the same, but I do think he's liked and respected amongst the fans for good reason. All his fights have been fun, even the losses, and just a sick backstory, him being in special forces and stuff. And I mean, the guy just he looks like a killer,
Yeah. And you're saying Bruno Moran, that's the PFL fight, right? With him versus Paul Hughes.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit sucks, because I want to like get into that, but then they like PFL, dude, you can't even watch PFL Europe in the United States, so it's like it's hard for me to get into those cards. But yeah, I like Paul Hughes though; he's a beast. But yeah, man. Next fight, we're gonna talk about Natalia Silva versus Alexa Grasso. Horrible pick by me here, man. I mean, I don't know. it wasn't like I was doubting Natalia, like her skill set. I just was thinking, the line was a little off because maybe Alexa could get the grappling going. And I mean, she tried, man. She tried hard to get a few takedowns, and it wasn't going for her. She didn't have the physicality or the wrestling ability. And then on the feet, I mean, I don't that Lobo gym, man. They have that issue with cutting the cage off. Like Irene Aldana versus Holly Holm. It's like, how can you have fight after fight? Like Alexa's dad's like supposed to be like some renowned striker, like great striking coach, and none of their fighters cut the cage off well. It's like, man, you knew you were gonna fight this type of style before it started, but yeah, Natalia Silva did what she did, and I mean, she's not like the most powerful striker. It's a lot of like pitter patter, but super fast, and she's moving around, and you just can't find her, and then you can't take her down either. So she's really good, man. I mean, she's probably next in line if they don't do the super fight. And if not, then she's going to get probably another high level contender. But yeah, you think Natalia Silva, championship material in the future? Or, what are you thinking with her?
I think so. Yeah, I think if the next fight is her versus Valentina, she's going into that fight as a favorite, and I think she.
Yeah,
wins.
they lined it. She was minus 200.
Exactly. That's bro,
So.
dude. I never seen someone strike like her. Like how she moves her hips. It's like she's like doing a salsa out there, and she's so fast, bro. She's like one of the fastest fighters I've ever seen. Like maybe just in women's MMA, like her speed like is a lot more significant. So she looks so fast, but dude, her speed is crazy. Easy win. I was also thinking about picking Grasso. I thought she was being a little disrespected. Ultimately, thought better of it. Realized the talent in Natalia Silva and went with that. And glad I did that decision. Easy money. There was never a finish coming. That was
Yeah.
And that line was like reasonable. It was like either minus 140 or minus 120 for the Natalia Silva by decision, and that was like the safest bet all night.
Yeah, and I saw people like they were saying they thought Grasso had a bad performance, but I don't agree, man. I feel like Grasso fought, how she usually does. It's just I thought I guess she didn't cut the cage off well at all, so that was bad. But she got in there and she did force some exchange. It wasn't like she just fought like scared or something. Like she tried, but she just had no success with anything, man. I mean, even in round one, she was going hard for a couple takedowns and just couldn't do it. So yeah, Natalia Silva, I got to give the props to her. I'm not going to say it was a bad performance by Alexa, but it puts Alexa in a tough spot. Like we're talking about Natalia, like she's got the world ahead of her now, but Alexa, I mean, you could argue that's 3 losses in a row. I know she has the one draw, but I think most people feel like Valentina won that second fight. And then the last 2, she's lost every round. So that's like, 8 rounds in a row that she's lost. And, yeah, she's fighting the best of the best. And she's still a fan favorite. But you think Alexa is done, like, in terms of fighting top level, fighting for the belt again and everything like that?
I think she'll still have some good performances. I don't personally think she'll ever work her way back up to the title fight. Like I think if the next fight is Menet, like you take the 2 losers, Meno versus Alexa, I think Meno would dominate that fight too. Personally, so I think she'll have trouble getting back to the title personally, but I'm still a big Alexa Grasso fan. Still hope she has success. Don't think it'll be like some crazy fall off. You know what I mean? But Natalia Silva was just a much more skilled fighter, and I'm excited to see her fight for the title.
Yeah, and I hope they don't do that, man. I hope they don't give her like Manon or someone like that. I hope they give her a fight where she could be like a big favorite, bounce back type of fight. But yeah, UFC usually is not going to be in the business of doing that. But Grasso versus Jasmine, I mean, they could do it for sure. They could do something like that. I mean,
I think Grasso could win that fight.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one because Grasso does have good jiu-jitsu off her back, like good grappling, and it's not like Natalia is going to go out there and outstrike Grasso, you wouldn't think, So, but yeah, I mean, that'd be a tough one too, though, just because Grasso gets taken down. If she can't get something going off her back, that might be another good night for Jasmine. But yeah, I'm thinking like give Grasso like freaking someone ranked 15th, but they're probably not going to do that though. But yeah, next fight on the card, I guess we got it. I don't know if he officially retired. Like he said he couldn't do it anymore. He never said the word retire. So that to me was a little weird. Like it's like he's going to come back, but it seemed like he's done, man. Jose Aldo, it seemed like he has some hip issues. I heard like he has like major hip problems where he's going to get potential like hip replacement surgery. So, I mean, if he does that, he's obviously going to be done. And I feel like that probably impacted the weight cut, everything like that. Maybe he couldn't do some of the things he usually does to get the weight off. And that's why he was tired, super tired at the end of the fight. But I will say, I honestly thought Aldo won, man. I mean, even the third round, like, dude.
No, come on. No way.
Bro, he won.
There's no way he wins the third round. There's no way he wins that third round.
If you're talking about damage,
come on, that's crazy.
Though, he clearly won the third off damage.
I don't think so.
What damage did Amin do? Those little elbows in the guard? He was just tired. It wasn't like he was postured up, like elbowing him. Dude, he was literally not even postured, throwing elbows from full guard. He got soccer kicked in the face, dude. That guy got dropped 3 times in the round. Like, I get that Aldo looked like it was more optics than anything, dude. It was because Aldo looked exhausted as shit, but he freaking hurt him so bad in that round. Like, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm biased, but off damage, you think Amin did more damage in the third round?
Yeah, definitely. Aldo had like 20 seconds.
With what strikes though?
Just all of them, ground and pound.
I think
he was.
He wasn't even postured up though.
I just don't think 20 seconds of damage equates to 4 minutes and 40 seconds of domination. You know what I mean?
It wasn't 4 minutes and 40.
It was though. I mean, Aldo had what? The first 30 seconds of the round were Aldo hurt him bad.
It was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds of top position. Yes, you could look up the control time in round 3. Like he dropped him like 3 times, dude. That did not happen in the first 30 seconds. I mean, he kneed him in the face, and then he soccer kicked him in the face. And he tried to take him down after because he was so tired, and then Amin just controlled him the rest of the round. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, that soccer kick was sick, dude. I mean, he literally soccer kicked the guy right in the – like, how much damage is that? A soccer kick to the face that puts you on your back, like sitting face down. Like,
I mean, I had Amin by split decision at plus 1,000. I thought for sure.
That was a good bet. Plus 250, and yeah, even the split. I mean, but round 2 was close too. But I
can't believe all 3 gave it to Zahabi in round 2. I thought Aldo almost. I thought even his coaches thought he was down 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know that fight. Aldo's last 2 fights, he easily could have gotten the decision in both.
So I hope Aldo doesn't retire like this.
If he really has those issues like that. My friend was telling me I think he should retire, dude. Like, unless he gets, like, one more fight where it's, like, against a guy he could easily beat, like, at 145 where it's, like, a retirement fight type of thing. But he's already done that. He already –
Jeremy Stevens again.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that was a great number on the split for sure. And then even on the decision, though, like – when that whole thing happened with the weight miss and everything like that, and just the way Jose was talking, like he seemed like super amped, but he's never like that. Like
exactly, yeah. I was all over Zahabi this week.
He was trying to really amp himself up, like to go in there and fight, and he did. I mean, you can't like shit on the performance. Like he went out there, he almost killed the guy, but it's just he got totally gassed, and then. Yeah, I just feel like it's not worth it, man. I mean, now if you look at his record, too, at 145, it's so funny because it's like he's lost to 4 guys.
Volk, Holloway, McGregor, and Amin Zahabi.
Actually, the 3 best ever, him, and then Amin Zahabi. He's a 35er. So, I don't know. I guess we can erase this fight from Aldo's record. We'll see if Tapology, we can get it deleted, you know. But, yeah, who knows. Good win for Amin, but I don't know about Amin going forward. Like, he's going to have to face the best of the best now. And he's a beast, but 5 rounds, like, if he fought someone that really could mix it up on him and push the pace. I don't know if he can get the job done. He's a little older. He's like 38, I think. So, but man, the guy's been killing it. Like, I think he went way further than anyone would have ever thought, like with his career. Like, if you would have told someone like before or right after Amon signed the UFC at like 30 years old, like he's going to beat Jose Aldo, he's going to be in the top 10 in the world, I don't think anyone would have believed that. You know, I think people thought it was like a novelty signing with Faraz, but man, I mean, Amon's had a great UFC career, and I feel like he's been underrated for sure. So hopefully he can get a main event, man. Give him a main event for his next fight. I think he earned that. You agree with that? You think he should get a main event next?
Yeah, I'm trying to think in my head right now who he can put him up against. Like, maybe give him Rob Font. Maybe give him.
Well, they train together though, so I don't know if.
Oh yeah. Rob's up at TriStar. I forgot about that.
They could do Mario, but I don't know if that's for a main event.
That would be the worst main event of all time. Mario Batista versus Amon Zahabi.
It would be high level.
Come on, dude.
I guess no one would care. I don't know. I was thinking like, I can't think of anyone else that would really. I guess he could fight like Yadong Song or something.
Yeah, that's fun.
That would be cool. But yeah, anyone who took a striking fight, dude, I just feel like he should get a big fight, because even this fight, like with Aldo, he won it, but still no one's really like talking about him super high and giving him a ton of props. Like I feel like the guy, he stays under the radar for sure. But yeah, co-main event time. I feel like this fight grinded the freaking show to a halt, man. Like it was like some great fights, and that this shit was like right in the middle, and it was just. I thought this fight was so boring, man. I mean, the first round was good. I was surprised how much better Valentina was on the feet. Like, it wasn't even competitive at range. Like, Manon had nothing for the speed, and Valentina was countering her. But she went to what I said to do in my breakdown video too late, man. She should have started wrestling earlier. If she would have wrestled from the first round, maybe she would have been able to win another one of those rounds. But I honestly thought you could have given her the fight. Like, I can't remember if it was like 2, 3, 5, or which rounds. I thought Manon could have won. And then she had the other round, like that fourth round. I think she was clearly winning that round, and then she got dropped in the last 10 seconds, and that cost her the round. So it was a lot closer fight. It was like than a UD. I would say it was razor thin, but yeah, Manon, I mean, I think this is a tough loss for her, man. She's older. She's 35, and took a long time for her to build up to this title fight. She had to really like go on social media and beg for it, and she made that bet with Valentina, like the loser has to retire. So hopefully she doesn't retire. But I don't know about her motivation going forward, man. I feel like her next fight, it could be her like having a big letdown spot, and then it'd be like the demise of Manon, or she's gonna come back really hard. But to me, that's a really bad loss, because Valentina was the most vulnerable champion at 25. Like, if she has to go in there and fight Natalia Silva or even Weili Zhang, I think it's a harder fight. So this was her shot to get it done, I think. And she could have got it done. I mean, I think with different judges, maybe she would have won. But as far as like damage goes and who was the better fighter, I think Valentina probably proved that and deserved it. So yeah, I mean, what did you think? What did you think about the decision and just the fight in general?
First off, I got the Knicks game on the background, and it looks like Jason Tatum just tore his Achilles. That sucks.
Really?
Yeah,
not even watching.
Yeah, he's fucking down in a lot of pain. That's tough. Anyways, I was on Mano here. I was 9-10. You know, I just hit that Zahabi decision. I was feeling real good. I was so hyped up. Valentina killed my night, dude. I almost picked Valentina. You know. Real close fight. Like you said, that fourth round had it swung our way, you know, maybe we get the fight. You never know. I think Manon's big mistake was taking all this time off, dude. She should have taken another fight in between beating Aaron and now, you know. I think that was a big mistake at her age, you know, that another fight would have done her well. Someone like Macy Barber, someone like I don't know. She should have had another fight. No sense taking all that time off. And I mean, just how good is Valentina? Is she the greatest women's fighter of all time? Like she might be. Like that's a tough injury for Jason Tatum. Would you still put Amanda as definitively the greatest women's fighter of all time?
Yeah,
I think Valentina has a good case, and Valentina has a lot of intriguing fights. Natalia Silva, that's a fun one, But in terms of legacy, if she goes out there and fights Zhang Wei Li or fights, Amanda Nunes apparently is coming back, so there's that. But there's some really big fights. Does Zhang or Silva have a better chance against Valentina, in your opinion? I think they'd both probably be favored to beat Valentina, if you ask me. I think Silva has a better chance. I would pick Silva over Zhang. And I would pick Silva over Shevchenko.
Yeah. I don't know. I think both of them would be favored, like you said, but Valentina I don't know if she could beat. I don't know. I honestly don't have a read on those fights. I gotta really.
I don't know if she's beaten Natalia Silva. I'd be pretty surprised.
Well, it's a way different fight, dude. I mean, Natalia Silva isn't gonna.
How is she gonna touch Natalia Silva? Yeah, I don't know.
Because she knows how to cut the cage off. She's not just gonna freaking like. It's not gonna be like the Alexa fight for sure. It would be different than that, but Natalia, to me, she still really hasn't had like a fight where she's really had to prove it, like where she had like a bad moment and then came back, but maybe she'll never have to, But yeah, like if she faces some like if Valentina takes her down with 3 minutes left in a round, like it could be a problem type of thing. But yeah, definitely think she was Natalia's minus 200. So, but as far as like the best of all time, I always feel like I don't think Valentina is the best ever though, because she has a lot.
Then it's just definitively Amanda.
Because
Valentina arguably beat Amanda twice. She has bad losses. Amanda doesn't have bad losses.
Well,
Amanda doesn't have bad.
Come on,
Cyborg's not even in the conversation, in my opinion.
Well, because she lost to Amanda.
Because she's a juiced out monkey.
Just because of steroids, so John.
Yes.
John, like,
yes.
Yeah, dude. John Jones.
Come on.
The best. You say John Jones is the best.
GSP.
He's on steroids too. He just didn't get caught. But I think like I'm just talking about like if you look at it objectively, like UFC, they're always gonna say who's the best. But I think that Chris Cyborg has the best resume by far. Because dude, she only lost to Amanda. Like all these other girls have terrible losses. Like Amanda lost to Kat Zingano and like. Valentina lost to Sarah Kaufman and Alexa Grasso, and these losses, like, I don't know. Chris Cyborg, even after losing to Amanda, she's won like 10 more in a row. Like, she just beat that Pacheco chick that beat Kayla Harrison. Like, I don't know. She's a beast, man, I feel like. But so I would say Chris number one, honestly. But yeah, that's just, I guess that's probably like a weird opinion. Probably most people don't agree with that. But like, you think
who's Chris Cyborg's best win though? Holly Holm
beat Larissa Pacheco, who beat.
Oh, come on, that's what we're talking about. Larissa Pacheco.
Larissa beat Kayla.
Yeah. That's
what do you mean? Yeah, I mean, people say Kayla is one of the best.
You're saying the greatest women's fighter. Hold on. But you're saying the greatest women's fighter of all time's greatest win is Larissa Pacheco.
Well, I'm just naming that's her most recent win.
But what's her best win? I mean, I'd put Holly Holm, and even
Holly and Larissa, and
those aren't like fucking.
Well, who's Valentina's best win?
Oh, Valentina has beaten your girl Juliana Pena. Dude, what do you mean? She's beaten Joanna Jędrzejczyk. She's
that's one.
Come
win.
on, what? Juliana Pena.
Juliana Pena. Larissa Pacheco would be at minus 1,000 against Juliana.
No, shoot. Come on. Be serious.
I am serious. Kayla Harrison is minus 1,000. And Larissa beat her.
Well, Kayla was minus 1,000 against Larissa, too.
And she lost, though. I mean, I'm just saying. I think Larissa's really good. Like,
So maybe
you
Larissa Pacheco is the greatest women's fighter of all time.
well,
Is
Chris
what
took
we've come.
the throne though. No, but I'm just saying, like, none of these girls have great wins, dude. There's just not many great wins to be had. Like, there's only what 5 or 6 great women fighters. You can't name that many of them. Like, it's not like you could have a list of 10. Like, I beat 10 of the best female fighters of all time. Like, I guess Amanda's the only one that could really have that with, because she's clear. Like, if you look at resume, not even close, dude. Like, she beat Ronda Rousey, Chris Cyborg, Valentina, Holly Holm.
Misha Tate.
I mean, Valentina doesn't have even close to like this level of wins. So, and she lost to her twice. Like,
Well, I mean, the second one though was kind of bullshit, dude.
it was 50-50, you know? I mean, look at those title defenses besides Joanna. Those are terrible, dude. Like,
come on, Caitlin Chukagian.
he's beating like nobodies, bro.
Jennifer Maya, Lauren Murphy.
Tyler just got destroyed by someone that has like 8 fights, Dakota Ditchaba. Like, dude, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, like, I think that resume-wise is definitely Amanda and then Chris. But, yeah, she popped. But, dude, it's like, how much are you going to hold that against her? Like,
I mean, bro, Cyborg also might be a biological man.
Whatever, man. I like Cyborg. She made me a lot of money versus Larissa, so that's why I keep talking about that fight too. But yeah, man, main event: Jack Della Madellena versus Belal Muhammad. I was pretty confident in this one in the fight. Like, I thought that Jack was going to finish him at the later rounds, but it went kind of how I thought. Where
damn near did.
Yeah, dude. I felt like Belal. The whole game plan he had was terrible because he was coming in with the game plan he was trying to crack back like every time. You could tell, like, whenever Jack was throwing a jab, he was able to get in on him. So Jack switched it up and he started throwing that right hand and he was too far away. It's like Belal was trying to crack back and take him down and he wasn't even able to get in a range to shoot. And then it was just domination. I thought what was crazy was that if Jack Della didn't scramble out in the 5th round and get back up to his feet and like almost kill Belal at the end of the fight, he probably would have lost, which to me, it didn't feel like he was losing that fight at all. It felt like I thought he was cruising to win, but if he wasn't able to get back up and scramble and get back up to his feet and win that 5th round, he would have lost on the scorecards, which I mean, I thought that he won 49-46, but 2 judges gave Belal the first round, which
was crazy to me. I thought.
Yeah,
I haven't. I was. By the main event, I'm buzzing. I'm about 15 drinks in, so we don't remember them always perfectly. But I thought JDM dominated the whole fight. Like it wasn't close, dude. Great pick. I was completely wrong. I was all over Belal. Really backfired on me. I'm pretty shocked, to be honest, man. I thought Belal was kind of levels above JDM. I've slept on JDM. I picked him, dude. I picked Randy Brown. I picked Gilbert. The Gilbert one hurt. It hurt bad, but JDM, man, has proven me wrong too many times now at this point. We'll see. Maybe he goes out there and beats Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard fight, and that's a good one. And then
if it's even money, I'm all over Islam, bro. Come on, Islam should be like -2.
at even money. I mean, what you never seen Islam fight at 170 though. That's a lot.
I've seen him look fucking massive at 155. So
yeah, but you've seen him get dropped by 145 or so.
Yeah.
That's 30-pound difference. I mean,
true.
I don't know, but Jack, hey man, the thing about it though that's with Belal that I liked about this matchup when I was breaking it down too is because I knew that Jack Della's scrambles are going to be like super on point because he has Craig Jones in his corner, and I've seen him scramble versus Gilbert, who actually has good offensive jiu-jitsu, and he was able to scramble back up to his feet like multiple times. Whereas Belal, he's like a good wrestler, but he has no offensive grappling at all. Like you don't see the guy really going for submission. And when Jack Della was like playing jiu-jitsu with him, he was able to get back up every time. With Sean Brady or like you said, Islam, I don't know if he's going to be able to play that game and get back up to his feet. It's going to be a lot harder. So he's going to have to figure out how to just totally negate the takedowns. But man, I mean, we just saw though Islam versus Dustin Poirier, and that was not like a super easy fight for Islam. I mean, he clearly won it. He got the finish, but he took a lot of damage, and he looked visibly tired in that fight. And he was fighting a southpaw boxer. And I think Jack Della is like a younger, better, bigger version of Dustin. So if the Dustin fight was hard, you know that this fight with Jack Della is probably going to be a really hard fight. So, and yeah, I realized today Whitaker, that's actually true. I don't know if people actually know that, but it is actually true. Because I guess, I mean, you could say the same thing about people that I can't like whole divisions though, because like Josh Barnett got his title taken and shit, but because Whitaker, he never fought Bisping for the belt. He fought like a.
But he did win an undisputed title.
Yeah, but he's saying it basically like
the lineal title.
Yeah, I think that's what he's trying to say, because like he never actually won the belt off somebody, like where it was the undisputed belt. I'm trying to think, like, who did he fight? He fought Yoel for like a vacant title, but he still won it. Like it still is undisputed. But yeah, I get what you're saying though. Was gifted undisputed. Yeah, I guess. So he didn't fight GSP. Yeah, but he would. I think he would have beat GSP though. Who knows? That would have been like
That's a fun fight.
I remember Bisping was he was favored to beat GSP when they fought, which is like in hindsight that's pretty wild. But GSP was like he hadn't fought for like 4 years before that, and then he was moving up a weight class too. But yeah, what do you think about that fight though, Whitaker versus Renier?
Oh, I mean, I think Whitaker's gonna win, but I'm also not a big RDR guy.
You think Whitaker's gonna win?
Yeah, you don't?
Nah, I don't think so, dude.
Really?
Whitaker's look. I mean, what was that last fight? That last fight he had? What was that? No, I'm saying like he got taken down in 20 seconds.
Yeah, I mean that's against Hamzat, you know.
Yeah, but bro, I mean, you look like a white belt. You got finished in a minute.
That's against Hamzat. I was saying Hamzat could be a 3-division champ like 5 years ago. So, you know, if Hamzat beats you, that's how he does it.
No, I mean he didn't do that to Usman. He didn't do
I
it
mean,
to Gilbert
but then every single other opponent, what has he done?
But Whitaker is supposed to be on that level. Like he's not.
He got him. We'll see. It's coming up.
I'll take RDR, dude. He's bigger than Hamzat and can replicate the same shot.
We'll see.
I just feel like, dude, UFC, they're for sure. Like every time they want someone to fight for the belt, they're like, let's give him Ron Whitaker. They're doing that now. They gave DDP Whitaker. He finished him, and then he got the title shot. They did the same thing with Hamzat. He's probably going to get the title shot, and then now they're doing it with Renier. So if he wins, look for him to fight for the belt, I would think. I mean,
definitely.
So yeah, round 1 or 2. It is like, I mean, if he finishes Whitaker, then I don't know. I mean, then I think he definitely would be a threat for whoever the champ is. So we'll see. RDR does remind me of Dricus a little bit. Like he was a former champ. He had belts in different divisions, and then he came in UFC and went on a run where every fight he's always the underdog and he still wins. So we'll see if he can get to the same level or he'll get kind of figured out. But he's at that same spot where Whitaker or where DDP was in the Whitaker fight. So, but I think he's actually going to be the favorite though. Like if you like Whitaker, I bet you Whitaker will be like plus 200 odds for that fight.
Perfect.
Like plus 180. Like I'm just thinking of like, I feel like he probably will be because he hasn't won in a while, right? I mean, when's the last time he actually won a fight? Over a year ago?
Yeah, it'll be a year in like June against Ikram.
Yeah, and RDR has been pretty active. So, but yeah, man, let's get into this next fight. UFC Vegas 106. This fight card. Okay, fight card. I mean, I feel like it's a hard betting card, but yeah, man. I mean, first fight of the night: Connor Matthews versus Yadier Davali. I think Davali's way better. I mean, I tried to give Matthews that shot his last fight, uh, but yeah, Davali looks like a beast, man. Super athletic. He has good grappling. He's not that experienced, but I don't know. I think he's almost minus 5-1 for a reason. But what do you think? You think Connor has something for him, or
Hard not to be biased with Connor. Awesome guy. We got the
I
interview on
was
the channel. Go check it out. I gotta watch Yadir's Contender Series fight again. I haven't gotten a chance to do that, and I want to go watch his fight against Michael as well. I'll probably be taking a shot on Connor Matthews either way. It is what it is. Whatever. But yeah, Yadier, from what I remember from his Contender Series fight, looked pretty fucking legit. So sucks that Connor Matthews can't catch a break. Can't get a layup fight. Just
yeah.
straight killers.
I mean, after like you become that guy where it's like you
And
accept the
it's like this is like a quick rebound, after a pretty bad KO. So
yeah, that's the thing.
he
He's coming back really fast, dude. And his two fights in UFC, like he took major damage in both fights, like serious damage. So he kind of reminds me of who's that guy that Sean O'Malley fought? He's from the Northeast
Chris
too. Yeah,
Chris Montino.
Latino. Yeah, not like style wise, but just like his UFC career. It's like they're giving him these super hard fights, or he's just gonna get lit up. But yeah, he's gonna hang in there and push the guy, but it's a tough one, man. Next fight on the card: Luana Pinheiro versus Tisha Torres or Tisha Pennington. This line doesn't make any sense to me at all, man. I mean, how are you gonna have Tisha Torres at like minus 400? Like, if she wins the fight, it's gonna be 29-28 or a split, and you're gonna pay almost 4-1 odds on that. Like, to me, that's pretty idiotic. Like, especially when it's going to be a stand-up fight. Like Luana Pinheiro is going to be pressured forward. It's going to be like the Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha fight, where it's going to probably be a split decision, and one of these girls is going to win. So I know if I think that's how the fight's going to play out, I definitely want plus 310. I mean, Pinheiro, I get she's like super buy low now because of her recent fights, but look at how Jillian is. She's just killing these girls. With Luana, she really struggled to take her down and couldn't finish her on the ground. I mean, it was could have been 1-1 going into the third. It wasn't like Jillian just dominated her like she has been these other girls. So Tisha, I get her being the favorite. Like she has nothing to warrant being 4-1. She has no finishing upside. She's not gonna out volume her at a high clip. And Pinheiro is going to be the fighter going forward. So I don't know. I think Pinheiro has good odds this week. But what do you think about it?
Yeah, I agree. And Tisha Pennington, Tisha Torres, Loki is like sneaky one of my favorite women's fighter. Like I kind of always pick her, but normally getting her at plus money. This line is ridiculous. I'll still pick her to win a decision, but no interest in betting it. No reason why the line is so high. And yeah, exactly what you said. All the value in the world on Pinheiro, but I still think Tisha Pennington is a much more skilled fighter, more hard, more cardio, everything all around. But yeah, just a little bit of a wild line.
Yeah, I mean, to me, they're very like similar, man. Like it's like how much better? I know Tisha beat her, but I don't think she's that much better than like Michelle Watterson. So we'll see if it plays out like that, or Tisha can actually justify the line. But yeah, you actually went to the fight card draw. That's pretty sweet, dude. Must have been fun, bro. But you lean JDM, yeah. They released the line. It was minus 110. So I mean, everyone. If you have like a good lean, like you really think someone's gonna win, I mean, go put some money on it because the fight's probably gonna happen, and you could have even money if you have like a really definitive opinion. But yeah, I think the line's like kind of accurate because I don't trust the one thing I don't trust as much about Islam that I think other people do is his durability, man. I feel like you see him get rocked in fights, like, and going up in weight. He's been knocked out cold before. Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if Jack Della could catch him with something and finish him. But obviously, Islam is who he is, though. But yeah, man, you should if you really think that JDM is like should be like a good favorite. That fight's most likely going to happen. So just go ahead and bet that future line. But yeah, you're saying you think you'd take Islam all day at that price, right? So there's
But I'm also not a GDM has made me look silly. So
yeah. But yeah, you were. I was way wrong about that line too. They said Whitaker's -188. That's really surprising to me. Like, how good Whitaker?
Because that's Robert Whitaker, bro.
But
that's a Reaper.
He doesn't have dude. All his wins are against that old generation of fighters, though.
Ikram is the old generation.
Ikram is a nobody to me. Like at this point,
Ikram might be Ikram. I'll say something crazy. Ikram might be RDR. Ikram might knock out RDR if they fall.
What? Dude,
yeah.
Who did he fight? Ikram is like a win over a complete nobody.
I'm just saying, if you put Ikram and RDR in there, I think there's a pretty good
chance.
You're
hating on RDR, dude. God dang.
Maybe.
I guess I'm like I picked Bo Nickel too, so that's like a horrible pick.
Me too. Horrible.
So, but I mean, dude, Bo Nickel, we didn't talk about. I guess we're going all over the place. Doesn't really matter. We're just fucking talking shit. But yeah, man, Bo Nickel, that was. I wonder what he's gonna do next, man. But I feel like he's gonna be way underrated now. Like his next fight, he's gonna be like -110 against someone that he's gonna smoke. Like
no chance. There's no chance. Dude.
I think
there's no chance he's -110.
Like, what if you gave him like Nico Price? You think they would line up?
He's -2,000 against Nico Price. So you think he's going down to 170?
Dude, shut up. Try to will it into dude. They should line that like they should put Nico at -150.
Crazy.
Nico should be favored in that fight, bro. For sure. They should do him versus trying to think. Dustin Stoltzfus if he loses to Rosaboa, and then Stoltzfus should be like -200. That's what they should line up. But I don't know, man. It's like I do think RDR, like, we'll see if he beats everyone. If he beats Whitaker, I wonder what they're gonna line him like for the title fight, because that'll be interesting, man. But,
which would be a fun fight, dude.
Well, it could be DDP or it could be Hamza, but either one, it would be interesting. Which they don't even have that fight, dude. They need to fucking book that. I want to get tickets for International Fight Week, but they don't have anything like stilled, like nothing done.
Apparently, last I heard, it's gonna be like Charles versus Ilya and Tom versus Cyril.
Yeah, dude. But the one thing I don't get is like we were talking about it before the stream. Like Islam was saying he's gonna keep his belt, like, which to me that doesn't make any. How are you're gonna have an interim title fight main event? They're gonna have
I guess the main event there would be Tom versus Cyril for undisputed. No. Tom's caveat is Tom's saying his next fight is for undisputed, which you know me, I'm fully with Tom. If John Jones is not gonna fight Tom Aspinall, why is he the champion?
But are they just gonna like say Tom is the champ, or
you're gonna I mean, yeah, it's not gonna be a title defense, but the John's gonna be stripped.
Yeah, I got you. But like,
which if John is not gonna defend the title, he should be stripped.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how like what's going on with that. I have no idea with like, I don't know. I thought they would be able to get that shit done, man, but it seems like it's not gonna happen.
Dana's a greedy fuck.
Dana White,
bro.
privilege for Jones. I mean, dude, come on, man. He's the longest rated heavyweight champ of all time. You got to put some respect on them. Nah, but dude, they need to figure. I think I don't know. Dana White, dude, he's not really like. Seems like he's not fucking gonna be around in UFC much longer. Like to me, it seems like he's checking out a little bit. But yeah, like he wasn't even at the freaking fights, dude. Like, how are you not there? Like with for JDM to win the belt, like you should be there, man. But he's doing his whole boxing shit. I feel like he's. I saw some interviews too. Dana White was talking like, um, he's not going to be here much longer and all that stuff. So I wouldn't be shocked. Like, I don't know, maybe 2, 3, maybe like 5 years, but not that long from now that Dana White like totally leaves UFC fully. But yeah, man. I mean, John Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I don't know. Maybe it'll never. If he doesn't have that fight though, John will just never fight again. You think like he's just gonna?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but
because obviously, like, yeah,
he should just fight Tom Aspinall. Give us what we want to see. Give the fans what we want to see. That's like my most anticipated fight in the whole sport, bro.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was
like if I could make any fight, it's that.
It was the same thing with Francis. Like they just
exactly. And honestly, I like John's chances against Francis more.
That would have been an easy fight. Like
easy fight is crazy.
Well, if he went, whoever won that would make it look easy. Like, I think so. Because dude, if Cyril Gane like is taking him down, like if he gets on top of him, he's gonna freaking like he would finish Francis on the ground so fast, dude. If he got on top, like, but yeah, Tom, it would be different, but I still think he'd be good with Tom. Like I think he could beat Tom too, but the more time that it takes, I mean, it'd be harder and harder. But yeah, he's doing that thing with Hamza. I saw, right, like where they're doing that. That Tough Show is crazy, dude. The clips, like, cause they'll actually like get in like full out brawls and shit, like on the Russian Tough, like they'll get like crazy like street fights and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what Jones is gonna do, and then but all I was saying though about the Ilya thing is how are you gonna make Ilya give up his belt to move up to 55 and then say, Islam, you could keep your belt and go to 70.
I guess it's because Ilya has no intention at fighting at 45 again, and Islam will fight at 55 again. That's the difference.
Is he though?
I don't know. That's what I would suggest.
If he wins the belt, he's never gonna go back to 55.
You don't think so?
Well, why would he?
To fight Ilya. Super fight.
He doesn't want to. It's not like you think he wants to fight him. He could fight him right now. Like, I don't know. I think he knows, like, that's a hard-ass fight. I could go up and fight Jack Della. And
exactly. I'd say right now he values being double champ over the Ilya fight. But if he's double champ, what else can he do? I think
he just values a no-risk fight. Like,
that's what Conor would do. It's not no risk.
Well, there's no risk because if he loses, he's still a champion.
I guess, yeah.
Like that's what Conor would do. He would win a belt at like 145, right? And then he'd say, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna be double champ. And then he fights at 155. And then he did the same shit at 55. He won the belt and then he fought at 170. Like, so it's like he'll never actually he did try to defend it eventually, but Islam already defended it a few times. Like I feel like if he wins at 170, it's like those fights are a lot easier than Ilya, dude. Like if he had to fight
I guess
it's hard to say. Like if he had to fight like Ian Gary, I think that's an easier fight than him versus Ilya. But I just think Ilya's a beast though. Like I think that's I don't know. But the only thing I'm saying is, dude, if you're gonna make him vacate the belt, I don't think you can put him in a interim title fight for his next fight. Like you got to give him the undisputed belt, man. I think Islam could drop the belt and come back and fight for it again in his next. It's not like he needs to be the champion to fight Ilya. Like he could vacate the belt and then be the 170 champ and fight Ilya for the 55 title as the contender. Like, so I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, we got off track there a little bit. Let's get on the fight card. We got next fight: Carlos Hernandez versus Hyung Sung Park. Interesting fight, man. I mean, Park's slightly favored. I'm kind of leaning towards Carlos Hernandez here, though. I mean, Park hasn't fought in over a year and hasn't really fought anybody. Like he doesn't have any good wins or really good opponents on his record. And Hernandez has fought a lot of like really high level competition. He's been more active, so I'm kind of leaning towards him. But it's like small margins if you're gonna pick Hernandez because he doesn't have like finishing upside, and I feel like Park has more finishing upside, and it's like if Hernandez wins, it'll probably be close. But yeah, what do you think about this fight?
Yeah, I want to look a little more into Park. Honestly, I normally pick Hernandez and normally get him at some nice dog odds. I'm not really feeling Hernandez this week, if I'm being honest. I'm leaning more towards Park. Gotta tape him up a little bit more. But yeah, my lean is to go to Park. Honestly, I feel like Carlos Hernandez. We know what we get. A lot of takedowns, and I feel like Park knows the game plan that's going to be coming after him. I think he's going to be well prepared. So, yeah. My early lean is on Park. Honestly, I'm not sure about a finish. Carlos Hernandez is very tough, very durable. Really good cardio and shape stuff. So going to be tough to get out of there. But I think Park is definitely going to do the more damage. And Carlos Hernandez is so prone to being in close fights.
Yeah, yeah. The only thing with Park I don't like I said, is if you look at his wins, like he beat all Asian guys and then Shannon Ross.
Shannon Ross, the worst
So
fighter ever.
he's never fought like none of those guys have a wrestling background. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't think none of those Asian guys, those small guys. So it's like Hernandez is going to be a different puzzle for him, and we'll see like how he looks. I feel like this is like a prove it fight, but like I said with Hernandez, I don't know if I want to bet him because if he wins, it's probably gonna be super close. It's like you're gonna have to sweat it out, and he could get blitzed. Like Park has the more upside to like make it dominant or get a finish, but yeah, he just hasn't fought anyone, so it's hard for me to like be confident in him. But Denise Gomes versus Elise Reed, and this is another line that's insane. Like Elise Reed has decent striking, southpaw. I feel like this should be like closer to like Denise Gomes minus 175. But yeah, what do you think about this line here?
I agree. Not much to say. I mean, I think the line's way wide. Excuse me. Like should be like minus 200. I think for Gomes minus 230, something like that. I'd have it a little higher than you. Elise Potatoes very like kind of meat and potatoes fighter. Doesn't do anything exceptional. Denise Gomes a lot younger. I think she'll have speed, power advantage. I think she gets the job done, but line's too wide for me to like here.
Yeah, I agree. I think on the feet, like it should be close. So we'll see how it plays out. It's just like the power maybe is a difference, but we got another women's fight. Luana Santos versus
Stacking them up very early.
Yeah, dude. Like this fight, I don't really like. I gotta look into it more.
Me too. I gotta exactly. I'm the
but
same.
I'm favorite
Might as well
just before I look into it, just because Lisboa is 34 and she's coming off bad injuries. So that to me,
I think my lead would be Luana too, and it's not a bad line, but I gotta look into it more. Still a little early for me.
And then we got the most cursed fighter in the UFC, like in this next fight, man. Jared Gordon against Thiago Moises. I mean, you got Jared Gordon against a quitter. To me, that's always a good recipe. So I kind of lean with Jared Gordon, but man, I mean, if you're betting on him, dude, you could just get bit with something crazy. It's like you bet on the guy, you think he wins, he loses in a robbery. You bet on him versus Bobby Green, he's looking good. He gets headbutted and knocked out. I mean, so Gordon just hasn't had the luck recently on the scorecards or in general, but I'm not a big Thiago Moises guy. He's like super skilled, but I think if you could press him, he quits in the fight. So, yeah. I mean, what do you think about it here?
I mean, I think if you ask who's the better striker, it's Thiago Moises. I think if you ask who's the better grappler, it's Thiago Moises. If you ask who's tougher, who has better cardio, who's more durable, it's Jared Gordon. That makes it a tough fight to pick. Ultimately, I'm going Moises. Whatever, I'll buy into the fighting nerds hype. I think he's making adjustments, and I've always kind of been a Thiago Moises is a really good guy. I think this can be a stand-up fight, and I think Thiago Moises is gonna kind of cruise to a decision win. Use the leg kicks. I think he's just a much better striker personally. I don't think Jared Gordon has the power to make him quit. Maybe I'll eat my words, but I like Thiago Moises in this spot.
Yeah, and I got to look into it more. It's more like I'm just thinking about it from like a narrative perspective.
Yeah.
Like if after I look into it, I'll favor Thiago. Like he got that win over Ogden in his last fight, right? I think he's like on one win streak, but I guess he went back to ATT. They're saying, but yeah, either way, he still had a good gym, but yeah, he always like it's like if Jared Gordon doesn't gas him out, he's probably gonna lose on skills. So we'll see what happens. But next fight, Gabe Green versus Mateus Camilo. Yeah, I got to look into Mateus a little more, but I hear a lot of people are like really high on him out here. He trains at Extreme Couture, and kind of like a sprawl and brawl guy. He pressures you, throw like big bombs when he can back you up, and then has good takedown defense. And I think his couple losses, he got caught like in submissions. So he might like be a guy where if you hurt him, you'll like shoot in, you can guillotine him or something. But he seems like he's probably going to be pretty good, like sprawl and brawl pressure, heavy hitter. And then Gabe Green, I mean, what was his last fight? The one where he got KO'd like in seconds, or did he come back after that?
I think he fought Ian Gary after that or something, but it's been a tough stretch for him. I'm gonna find that right now. So it was a loss to it was Ian Gary and then Brian Battle, which is 2 years ago now.
Yeah. So I don't know what to expect from Gabe. I mean, he's had a couple like fights where he looked decent in UFC, like when he fought D-Rod. I remember it was like a really good fight.
And yeah, Phil Hawes, yeah.
Yeah, but recently he just hasn't. I mean, he's fought. I mean, Brian Battle and Ian Gary, they're both, I'd say, top 15, maybe even top 10. So Ian Gary for sure. But so yeah, we'll see what he can do with this. I mean, he's fighting a UFC debutant, but you think he has some value there? Like,
no, I like Camilo. I think Camilo's line is good. Gotta look into a little more, not like super familiar with Camilo, but I think he's gonna look good against Gabe Green. I might even target like a knockout prop or something personally.
Yeah, we'll see if Gabe Green can come back, but I think that fight definitely like favors him. The line seems decent, but yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I remember I went and watched one of his fights live. He fought at Tough Camilo, but I can't really like remember how good he actually is. Like, I know he's like a big finisher though. But next fight we got two guys that are looking to stay active. I feel like they just fought both these guys.
I mean, Costa's been like the most active fighter in the sport, dude.
Yeah, and then Arosa too, though, man. I mean, he's fights so this guy fights like 4 times every year.
I mean, he's had something like 60 fights, so you see why.
Yeah, I mean, he's a beast too. I mean, Julian Arosa, it's like he had like a turnaround in his career, man, where he was having all these issues getting knocked out, and he had the skills, and then he kind of figured out how to taper it down a little bit, not get caught, and he's been winning. He's won like 7 out of 10 fights. Like, he's been doing really well in the second run in UFC. He's beaten like 3 good guys in a row, finished them. So if he wins this fight versus Costa, I mean, I think whoever wins is probably get a top 15 opponent next. I mean, Melky is coming off that finish over Feely too. So this is a cool fight. I mean, where are you leaning here?
Man, for me, this is a tough one to read, dude. Honestly, I think I lean Arosa personally. Definitely, like, it's not like I got to do more research. Just this is the one I'm gonna be split on no matter what. Melky for me is good, but I'm not as high on him as others. Like, he looked good against C-Rod, but C-Rod's a little flaky, little like style makes fights for him. I don't know, man. It's tough. I mean, I feel like both these guys are long strikers. Melky more likes to use those kicks. I think Melky might have a wrestling advantage. I don't know who's the grappling advantage because Arosa's got some real.
I don't know if Melky would want to take him down, man. Arosa's grappling is sick. Like,
I think he. Yeah, we'll see. This is a tough one for me to pick personally.
He looks slow against Elk. He did, but man, that was a hard fight for me to watch, dude. As an Elkins fan, he looked so bad in that fight, bro. Like that was rough. That was like one of the worst UFC performances. Like in terms of like you're looking at how a guy used to look and then what age and damage does to you, dude. I mean, man, that was a rough watch for Elkins. But I didn't think Arosa looked bad in that one, man. I just feel like he took his time and he knew he was fighting like a dead body in there. Like it was nothing for him. And man, I mean, people have had hard times with even that version of Darren Elkins, and Arosa just destroyed him. So yeah, definitely Costa showing better cardio. C-Rod distance, right, and kind of dominated him. So yeah, Elkins brand is mac and cheese. Yeah, man. I mean, Elkins, dude, he gave a lot to the sport. We'll see. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame material, but he's definitely someone you gotta remember. Like, I don't know what they'll do for him, but I don't know. He's a good guy like Elkins, but yeah, I kind of agree with you. I'm leaning towards Arosa, but I mean, I could definitely see Costa KO him too. I feel like Arosa, every fight that he's in, it's like if he doesn't win, he's probably gonna get knocked out. So betting on the KO prop for Costa, I think there's going to be value on that. But hey, I mean, maybe fight doesn't go the distance either because if Arosa wins, he gets a lot of finishes as well. But yeah, that's an interesting fight because I definitely think like, don't you think the winner of that fight is going to get probably a top 15 guy next? You think?
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's Costa, he'll have a lot of hype. But even Rosa, yeah, I
Yeah,
agree. Like you
yeah, we
said,
saw that.
right on the verge of top 15.
Or, I haven't actually seen it, but he was watching it and he was talking about it when it happened.
Tough to watch.
Dude, I thought that Boston was up like 15 points at halftime, and I saw they lost. So I got to see the highlights or whatever. But yeah, I guess the Knicks. It looks like they're gonna finish that series. But yeah, it's minus 400. Yeah, probably, dude. But 100 Gorillas versus Elkins. Yeah, but yeah, next fight we're gonna talk about Dustin Stoltzfus versus Nursultan Rozaboev. Who the fuck is Stoltzfus' manager, dude? I mean, are they trying to get this guy like fucking killed? Like, what are they doing, dude? They're giving this guy every knockout artist in the division. Like, I feel like he's gonna probably get put out cold. But yeah, are you giving him any shot here? What do you think about it?
Hell yeah! I mean, if there's any play I'm giving to you guys early, it's
Yeah, I'm on Dustin this week. This is like my favorite play of the card so far. Whatever. I'm not a big Ruzaboa fan. Maybe I'll look silly, but I think Dustin, even the loss to Bruno Ferrara, looked good. Yeah, and I think this just line is.
Fast in 3 minutes, though.
We'll see. We'll see. Give me Dustin minus 240. We'll see what happens. But that's if there's any play I'm giving out to you guys, we're doing this on Monday for a reason. We're trying to beat lines. I'd say this line gets closer. I think money comes in on Dustin. So I would bet it now. And I think there's a real good shot he gets it done.
Well, the only thing that I'm thinking about with this fight, right, is how is Dustin gonna win? Like, is he'd have to finish him in the first round. He has to finish him. He doesn't have the cardio to win like 3 rounds with wrestling. There's no way, dude. I've seen him gas out so fast. Like he even gassed out versus GM3 and got finished. Like I don't know. I just feel like it's like if he wins, he has to finish him early. But maybe I'm off on that. I know I freaking picked McConico, and that's like that has me probably higher on Rizabov than I should be because obviously McConico is not good, and I thought he would win, but Rizabov dominated him. But yeah, I don't know. That's an intriguing one for me. But yeah, Marin Santos for Sadiq Youssef. Man, I think Myron should be a bigger favorite just because.
Really?
Yeah, Sadiq, man. I mean, he hasn't fought.
This at 155 too.
You think that's good for Sadiq?
I guess maybe his durability is better at 155. But Marion's like a big 145.
Yeah, I think Marion is really big. Like he's missed weight before, so For me, I thought it was going to favor Marion, the 55, but yeah, maybe
I
you're
see a
right.
lot of people on Sadiq.
Yeah, I do too. I see people playing Sadiq, but when I'm just looking at it from like the career perspective, like these guys, like dude, Myron is way younger. He's been fighting frequently. He's fought like 5 times in less than a year, and he's won every fight. I know his last fight with Marshall. I mean, he should have lost, and
Fuck, dude.
I
Fuck.
yeah, on Francis, he got fucked. But I mean, Sadiq, the guy's what 31, 32 years old. He's lost 2 fights in a row. He lost his main event to Edson, which dude, anyone like seems like everyone that fights Edson in the main event now can get the nod over him, and he couldn't get it done. And then he gets knocked out in a minute, and then he's taking a year off. He's acting. He's doing all this other stuff. Like, I just don't know how invested he is in fighting anymore. I feel like he was someone that peaked early. Like, if you look at his Contender Series fight, he looked better in that fight than he looked in his fight versus Diego Lopez or Edson Barbosa. Like, it's like he got worse. So maybe he got like that renewed ambition and he's going to come back hard. But I think Myron can get this done. I mean, I get that he hasn't beaten anyone. So that's why the line's where it's at. And he showed like some flaws his last fight. But I think the UFC set him up to get this win over a name and then get it like in the rankings. So, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, originally I thought it would be on Sadiq, but because I've kind of faded Myron, like, and I think just Francis Marshall is a good fighter. So don't put too much stock into that being a close fight. Okay, so I appreciate the input from the comments here. Sadiq's been planning to move up. Maybe the break was what he needed for his chin. Not gonna really. I wouldn't say it looked terrible. It was a very close fight. A very close fight. Had he not got hurt in that first round, he probably, cruises to a decision. But whatever. Um, I real close for me. I'm going back and forth here. I think it's gonna be a striking fight. I was a big fan of Yusuf, and I'm not too big of a fan of Myron Santos, but something is inclined to tell me that Santos gets it done. Maybe that's career trajectories. Maybe that's uh, Yusuf being a public dog and the line not flipping. Maybe that says something like sharp money's on Myron. But I don't know. I'll go if I have to pick right now. Myron Santos by decision.
Yeah, that's kind of when I'm thinking decision or knockout, and I honestly I don't hate the odds like plus 375 for Myron to win by KO because Sadiq's been rocked in so many fights, man. Like I remember when he fought Arnold Allen, like he got rocked 5 times in that fight, and then he got KO'd. Diego's a heavy hitter, but the odds are good, I think. But yeah. Do you want Sadiq landing on you early? I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Sadiq is super dangerous as well. So that's why the line's where it's at. I mean, it's close to even money, but I just feel like I just don't trust Sadiq like from how hard has he been training, what has he been doing, and everything like that. And I think that's pretty close, like the athleticism, because I think Myron
Yeah,
is athletic too. But
yeah, they're both very athletic.
yeah, like I said, I think Sadiq, like, dude, if you go back and watch his fight, Tristan Sadiq, when he fought Mike Davis on Contender Series,
Sick fight. Everyone should
he
go
looks
back and watch
faster
that.
and more athletic in that fight than he does versus like Edson. I don't know if that's like training or maybe he just had an off night or whatever, but yeah, maybe he's gonna come back like I said and like be renewed and look good again. But I feel like he was kind of looking worse, even though he's not like super old, but. Who knows? And then Dravi say Myron is special. Yeah, Myron. I mean, the guy's 24 years old. That's the other thing. So, in 3 or 4 months, however long he's had off from his last fight, if he's been at the gym like training every single day, he
Can
could
be
look. He
better.
could look better. Yeah, he could look a lot better. And I don't know how much better you expect Sadiq to look. Like maybe he could have been like leveled up some stuff, but seems like he's been in the UFC for like over 5 years and he hasn't really added much. It's not like you've seen big jumps or changes in his game, so I don't know if you could expect that. But co-main event time, we got Paul Craig versus Adolfo Bellato, and I mean, what is this line too? We got Bellato minus 500. Like, what is that, dude? That's crazy. Like, I get Paul Craig as a joke. Like, I guess like to a lot of people, the guy, whatever, he's gonna flop on his back and fucking try to get you to lay on top of him, right? But Bellato, like, dude, who is Adolfo Bellato? Like, this guy to be minus 500. I'm not saying that. I don't know. I don't like picking Paul Craig, especially in 2025, like as a pick prediction. Like, oh, Paul Craig's gonna get get him out of there. But dude, I mean, if he's ever gonna get another win in UFC, if Paul Craig gets one more
right
win
here.
in UFC, it's gonna be versus Adolfo Bellato, dude. He's gonna catch it with something. He's gonna do something, and I mean, fuck it, dude. I'll go with Paul Craig plus 400. Fuck Bellato, man. I don't know. I just don't. I don't think the line makes any sense at all. So, what do you think about it?
I agree, dude. I'm fucking dancing on picking Paul Craig, honestly. I mean, if we're talking just value, it's all Paul Craig. Dude, I might fuck around and do a Paul Craig Gilbert Burns parlay and fucking retire.
Yeah, man. I mean, just like Bellato, what was his last fight? About to look that up right now. Yeah, he had the draw with Jimmy Crute. Remember how like that was like a sloppy shit fest, dude? Like it's like you're gonna put this guy like I don't know, man. But I guess he got the K over Paterio, but that fight was where he almost got finished, right? And then he came back on the guy when he gassed out. Wasn't that how that happened? I think. But yeah, I don't know. I think Craig has the value, man. Paul Jag with this beard and old age now, yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Paul Craig can pull another one out. But lastly, we got the main event. Man, you're saying you're on Gilbert Burns, but the line is just freaking going way the other way, dude. Like he was plus 300. Now he's plus 570.
I wouldn't say I'm on him. I'll just say.
So much money is coming in on Morales. I don't know if maybe people know something, like maybe Gilbert has an injury or something, but for him to be plus 600, especially when the line opened, at plus 300, to me that's a little suspect. Like, I don't know, but yeah, maybe Gilbert has some, like if he misses weight or something, then that he probably has an injury or something, because I just don't get how all this money is flowing in on Morales for any other reason. Like, because I mean, if this was Gilbert Burns healthy, fighting exactly how he fought, like versus Jack Della, you'd think maybe at max he'd be like plus 200. So, but what do you think about it? I guess obviously you think that
I mean, I think the line is off, bro. You were talking about ridiculous lines on the women's fight. You don't think this is a ridiculous line?
No, I agree. But I'm saying it has to, like, why would people look at it at plus 300 and bet it all the way to plus 600? Like, there has to be a reason for that. Like, or I mean, bet Morales the other way. You know what I mean? Like, bet him from minus 400 to minus 800. Like, you think that's all just public, like, money? People just riding Morales? Like, that's so I'm just like sketched out about that, like how much movement there is on that fight, on that line. Like,
yeah, which is valid,
Yeah, like I'm not saying it like it's like the line's accurate. Like I think he should be plus 570, but he opened plus 300 and then he got bet up to plus 570. So, like, what do you think at plus 300 people would be interested in betting Burns like at that line? But obviously not.
You would think.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like if there was, that something we would know at this point,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if Gilbert goes 5 rounds with him. I feel like if Morales wins, it's knockout. Excuse me.
Yeah, I think the decision is live though, for sure. Though I will say that. Yeah, because Gilbert's been a decision with a lot of like really good fight. Like even versus Sean Brady, like dude, he ate like 200 significant strikes in that fight. Like you have to really like
Bilal Hamza. He does, yeah.
Yeah, Bilal Hamza. Yeah, he takes it. Like I guess Kamaru got him out of there, but not that many guys like at 170 have like finished him like that, you know. But Morales, like if you look at his career, I bet you he has like freaking all finishes or like maybe like one decision or something. I guess he went to decision with Jake Matthews, but I think that's
Yeah.
the. Or never mind. He went to decision with Max Griffin too, and that freaking other dude. So he has 3 decisions, which that's still not a lot though. That decision with that Varetnikov guy that went to split with Barlow, but then he got killed by Vanderford. But yeah, man. I mean, so do you think Burns get finished though, or you think Burns is like if he wins, it's a wrestling him for 5 rounds?
I don't know if Burns has a cardio wrestle. I really don't think Burns wins. I just think the line is off. Maybe he can get a knockout. Maybe he can wrestle him for 5 rounds. I don't know. I'll pick Morales. Ultimately, I think he's a stud, but just a wild line at -800.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about Morales though? Like, because if he like Jack
He's
Della,
still young. Yeah, exactly.
it
I mean, dude,
was it
this
was.
guy could
Well, I'm
go
saying
ahead.
like Della beat Gilbert Burns and then got the title shot, but it obviously was like kind of weird
Mm.
circumstances. But if Morales like wins this fight, like how far away do you think he is like from actually?
1 to 2 fights.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if he wins this one, I still like. Would you still? I would put him at like. Maybe I'm being off on. I don't know. I feel like if he wins this, he would be above like Ian Gary. But
I mean,
Ian's.
that might be his next fight is Ian Gary.
But it's like because Ian Gary beat a guy that was ranked what
170 is low key stacked. Yeah, is the thing.
15. I guess what is? I bet you Gilbert isn't that highly ranked though either though. After these losses
I
and
can
stuff,
pull it up right now.
he's probably.
Gilbert is at 170, number 8.
Yeah, so that'd be a better win than Prates on. I guess maybe not like you're a
Just
match
based on
on.
strictly ranking, yeah, it's a better
Yeah,
win.
and Morales doesn't have the loss though. Like he's what set? He would be 7-0 or something in UFC.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why it's like yeah, 170 stacked. Man, there's so many guys that are up there. Like even Shavkat, like he's injured, so he's probably not gonna fight till next year. But I don't know if like if I was him, I'm not sure if I would want to take another fight like besides the title fight. I guess he at this point he almost has to though. Like the division kind of passed him by a little bit. But yeah, guys, thanks everyone for watching. Broke down this card a little bit. Obviously, might change our picks or whatever. Come up with some better breakdowns for you guys. But hopefully you enjoyed it and you enjoyed the UFC 315 recap. So, anything you want to say, Fitz, before you get out of here, bro?
Yeah, man, stay tuned for whatever we got going on the channel. Happy to come on. Happy to break down the fights. Had some fun. Got a little sidetracked, but love talking fights. Love the engagement. Share the video, like the video, and keep coming back. And let's hope we win some money on this Apex card coming up this weekend.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. Peace out.